Hi everybody, how are you? It's Mike Andrew once again providing a short video with practical insights as it applies to business and leadership. Not too long ago, I heard somebody, I don't know if it was, I was listening to a video or if I was in a meeting, I don't know where I was, but I heard someone say that they have an open door policy. And it made me smile because I said to myself, do we even have to say that? Do you even have to have an open door policy? Because if you don't have an open door policy, what do you have? Are you unapproachable? Are people have fear of approaching you and asking you a question? So the concept of I have an open door policy, we shouldn't even have to say that. That should be an absolute given. Years ago, I remember that there was a big concept called MBWA, managing by walking around. So managers were taught to not stay in their office, but to get out, walk around, see what people are doing, compliment them if they've done something right. But to me, open door, it could literally mean your door is open, but it doesn't necessarily mean that. In some previous roles where I was a senior executive, I always made a point to keep my door open, and it didn't affect anything. Half the time I wasn't there, I was in other meetings, but even if I was in my office, oftentimes people would stop by with an idea, with a question, something of substance, something of relevance, that if I didn't keep that door open, maybe they wouldn't come in. To me, open door, in a practical sense, is about being approachable. Being approachable. We talk about diversity and inclusivity. It's about making people feel they're included, that they're part of something, that they're welcomed, that they don't feel you're up here and they're down there. You've got to make people feel approachable. What open door is not to me is when you, and I've seen this over the years, executives would have their office, they're in the office door is shut, their secretary has an office, and you have to approach the secretary for permission to ask a question. You know, we have to be productive, we have to be efficient, and we're not that important. In the scheme of things, we're not that important. You know, as they say, life is too important to be taken seriously. Open door to me is also about returning phone calls, returning a WhatsApp message, an SMS message, returning an email. If somebody 2 or 3 levels below really would like to have a personal discussion with you for 5 minutes, and they're asking for a meeting, set up the meeting. We can always find time for that, even if it's in the evening or early in the morning. It's about really being approachable versus being unapproachable. And oftentimes, when people come in, aside from meetings, it's often about an idea, a thought, a question. I think back of some of the managers I had and how I could just literally walk in the door. And oftentimes it was about getting clarification on something or asking a question. I have an example of somebody, I want to be careful because I'm sensitive, very, very high profile person in a country that I worked in. And he was actually my boss. And aside from my formal meetings twice a month, probably twice a week, I would go to his office, knock on the door. Never once did this person ever say to me, Mike, not now. Can you come back in 30 minutes? Which would have been okay, by the way. But he always stopped what he was doing to give me time. It was amazing to me. I always had people, like I said, I kept my door open all the time in previous roles. And it worked to my advantage because oftentimes it was these unexpected conversations that you're not going to have if someone has to schedule a meeting to talk to you. So open door, we shouldn't even have to say those words. It should be a given because the opposite of that means you're not approachable, or you're not returning messages or phone calls because you're not going to make that person feel like they're included, that they're part of something, and that's not a good thing. So anyway, that's my view on open door policy. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.